All right, let's see if we're going live. See if anybody's out there. See if this thing is even worth doing. See if anybody's going to hop on right now. Leave me a comment. If you're just coming on in, type in the chat. Let's get going. Give it a little bit of time here for people to come in. I see there are a couple of people viewing. Hopefully we can get this thing rocking and rolling. I think the delay is there. Let me see if I can. All right, here we go. Let's do this. Okay. Welcome. Live stream. Ask me anything. Hopefully we can get people actually asking me stuff as opposed to me talking to myself for a little bit. But I've got some notes here, some things I want to go over early on. First of all, of course, if you're welcome to the channel, like, subscribe, all that stuff. If you don't know who I am, I'm a real estate agent in Surrey, BC. And I put out terrible videos like this one. So, except I don't usually do it live like this. A couple things I wanted to do. First off, my good friend, a guy I love, just don't tell him I said so. Tom Story passed 10,000 subscribers, and he beat me to it. So I humbly bow down to Tom Story and the powerhouse that is him beating me to 10,000 subscribers. So congratulations, Tom. But I wanted to invite people. I don't know if you can see my pinned comment there, but I want to invite people to apply, or I guess enter in to win a t-shirt. I'm giving away, I've got 4 t-shirts here behind me, KRP Team t-shirts. There's a link in the chat. Fill out a form. I'm going to pick 4 of those people and send them t-shirts. So I don't know if you've seen my my t-shirts around. This one is a Karrasch Real Properties NASA shirt. That's one of the ones I'm going to be giving away. I got a Karrasch logo shirt back there. I've got men's, I've got ladies. So fill out the form. I'd love to send you a free shirt. But I wanted to start this off by talking a little bit about the market and what we're seeing right now, because it's craziness. We're supposed to be slow. This might be the busiest summer I think I've ever had. It's kind of crazy, actually. And I don't know if you guys watch the Tom Story Show, our weekly podcast, but if you do watch our weekly podcast, at the end of the podcast that just came out with Jay Kupar this week, which got a lot of great reviews, thank you very much for watching, I told a story about a property where it was bought previously and it went into foreclosure. Obviously, foreclosure is the big deal right now. Everybody's talking about private money and all these predatory loans and all these things that are coming out. It's fine. Whatever you think about them is up to you. But I told a story about those a particular property in Cloverdale that I saw, and I wanted to share it with you here just so everybody knows that I'm not BSing here. I do see some stuff in the comments already. Doot, you are here. I appreciate it. I haven't read your comments yet, but hopefully we can get to them soon. Let me show you. Hopefully this works. Look at the powers of the internet. There we go. If anybody has any questions about stats, I have the stats open if anybody wants to look. So this is the story I told. This is a property in Cloverdale. Now this listing is, let me just switch here. I'm going to go to the full public listing so I don't get in trouble when I scroll down and you see owners' names and that sort of thing. So this is all public information, so it's totally okay to share. This listing was bought way back in May of 2021, and it was listed for 1.499, and it sold for 1,620. Now, this person or whoever owned this property, I saw this property come up in foreclosure. It came up only just this past June. So what I'm assuming at that point in time is, why can this person not pay their mortgage already? Don't know. Who knows why that's going to happen? But when I did some research into the new listing, and this is the listing here, what you can't see on the public side of things is who the seller is. We get to see who the seller is. I could see that it was a person that was foreclosing, so it showed that it was private money. So this person, whoever the buyer was, probably bought this home with private money, I would assume. And at that point in time, there was a foreclosure that went on. I would assume what happened is you get a 1-year term in private money. And then at that point in time, there would have been some sort of foreclosure happening. Probably the private money wanted their money back out of the market as a year after. So this is in, let's say they probably were, I don't know, August 2022. They started foreclosing. The foreclosure probably takes 6 to 9 months at any point in time, and the property is then sold at foreclosure. And now I know what you're thinking. This person bought in 2021 in the crazy hype of the market. They could not pay. They could not refinance. They could not do anything. They were stuck. And I want to point out that this property was bought originally for 1.62. It came back on the market at 1.7. So you're already thinking, okay, well, there's no chance they're going to get that much because they bought in a really high market. Now it's a really low market. And then this property just sold at court for 1.875. So first of all, a lesson in foreclosures. They're never a good deal. You can get just as good a price anywhere else as you can in foreclosure. So I don't recommend doing it. But everybody here, from what I can tell, has been made whole. So it sucks that those people went through that. It sucks probably that they had to lose their home and move on. However, they've made money on the transaction. And I can't believe that we're sitting here back what appears to be over peak pricing in many areas, particularly in detached. So I can't believe it. But anyway, in case you're just coming in now, we got more people here. Thank you. Toss those comments in. I'd love to see them. Please, there's a pinned comment there if you want to enter to win some terrible T-shirts branded for the team just for fun. The NASA shirt, the logo shirt, enter in there. And let's get into the chat a little bit. Hopefully we can keep this whole thing rolling. What's your thoughts on the future of commercial real estate? I know this is not your focus. I appreciate that. This is not my focus. I don't know anything about commercial real estate. I would assume, judging from the REITs that I own, that office properties are in trouble. Brookfield office properties, things like that, they're in real trouble. That being said, industrial type of commercial seems to be hotter than ever. Seems to be absolutely crazy. But it is not my specialty. I have never sold a commercial property, and I don't plan on selling commercial properties. You should look towards a commercial realtor for that sort of expertise. What solution from real estate aspect do you have to address the housing and rental supply considering Canada's immigration targets? This is really tough, right? Like, you're starting to notice now immigration targets are kind of coming into the zeitgeist. Is that the right word? I don't know. I don't even know what that means, actually. You cannot possibly add in 500,000 PRs a year plus another 500,000 foreign workers. Like Lululemon just had their big exemption for foreign workers. All these, like, Ukrainian refugees, we're adding all these people in, and we're only building 210,000 new homes a year. Housing starts apparently last month may have been up slightly, but not obviously year over year. So we are, and this is going to sound like a broken record. I've said this on the podcast channel 1,000 times. I got this from my friend Ralph Ciencio. We are playing a game of musical chairs, and we are bringing more people and not more chairs. And that, unfortunately, you're buying those chairs with mortgages, and that's going to cause everything to keep on going up. Long term, it's going to keep going. It's showing resilience right now. It's showing that even this listing that I've just showed you here, I guess I should switch off of that. This listing that I've just showed you here, the new buyer can qualify for that home, no problem. So everybody's been dug out. These people have no problem paying that new higher almost $1.9 million for that home. The guy that couldn't afford it, that got foreclosed on, I mean, he's probably, who knows where he is renting or whatever now, but I'm sure he made more than his money back. So I don't know what you do there. Given the offers from good condo builders in Surrey and general pre-construction, do you prefer pre-construction offers over existing condos? I'm going to get myself in trouble. I hate pre-construction. Generally speaking, for most people, I don't think you should buy pre-construction. The reason I don't think pre-construction is a great option is I had many friends that bought pre-construction 2004, 5, 6, 7, and then 2008 happened. They still completed on those condos. I mean, they were only 200 something grand back then, but they dropped by 25% in value. And a lot of those guys lost money and fed them because rentals were really low at that time. And unfortunately, they didn't regain, and they didn't break even for till 2016. till the second half of 2016, because 2015, 2016 was good for detached, but not for condos. And 2016, second half to 2017 got better. So it's a massive risk. Pre-sale is a huge risk, and the amount of people that are buying them and thinking that they are long-term, and they're going to flip the paper. Those people are like, if you want to buy a property and hang on to it, sure, that great investment. You don't have to buy it now. You're going to own it long-term. Fantastic. For the people that think they're going to flip paper, first of all, investors here in Surrey, you're not getting that. You're not getting assignments. I guess the developers, any good developer is not going to let you do an assignment. So if the developer is letting you do an assignment, that might be a warning right there. Plus, there's now all those cost of building supplies increase clauses that are in. It's just really not a good spot to be for me. That being said, we do sell them. We do sell them occasionally, a couple a year, for the right investors. I definitely do not recommend them for most people. Plus, you're paying, easy for me to say, paying a premium. So you are paying more than a resale. You could right now go buy, I don't know, a 2-bedroom in a lot of areas in Surrey for $750 plus GST, and you can easily get a nice 2-bedroom that's 5 to 10 years old for $620. So why you would do that, I don't know. Dude's back. I need more comments. Give me more comments. There's like 20 plus people watching. Not enough clicks of the like button yet. I don't know if anybody, I haven't checked my email to see if anybody's entered in for the t-shirts. Maybe I'll show you another t-shirt. Dude's always here backing me up, so I appreciate that. Dude, are you from Surrey? Let me know. You're always here. This is a women's NASA. I already showed you the NASA one, but this is a women's NASA t-shirt. So check that out. You can. I'll send you one. I'm picking 4 people, and I'm sending these for free. I've got 2 larges, 1 man, 1 woman's, 2. I don't know, something like that. I may not have all the sizes, but we'll try. What's your thought on modular built apartment construction? I guess if you are modular built, is that one of those fancy things where they're stacking stuff together like Lego bricks? I wouldn't trust it. I don't know enough about it. Hi from Ontario. Listen to you on the Story Show. Yeah, it's way better than calling it the Tom Story Show. I appreciate that. Occasionally, only occasionally. How about every week? Next week, by the way, the Tom Story Show this Sunday coming up. For anyone that is one of my trolls, and I appreciate the trolls that are out there, you're going to want to listen, because we have somebody that is going to talk about financial stresses and real situations for people. It is really good. It's another in-person one, and you're going to want to watch the Tom Story Show. If I can figure out how to put the link in the chat, I will. If somebody else can figure out how to put the link in the chat, do that too. Okay. Do you have, that's a long wait for me to answer this question. Do you have any tips on saving for my first home? Thoughts on converting to unit home? Okay. So saving for your first home. Number 1, get in as soon as you can with whatever you can get into. Don't save, and don't think you're going to be a real estate investor originally. Simple. You're not going to start there. You are going to get into whatever type of probably condo in my market, in a lot of areas, maybe not in rural areas. You're going to get into whatever you can as early as you can. You're going to pay the CMHC. You're going to put 5% down, and you're going to get in, and you're going to live in that property for 4 to 5 years. If you don't want to be in that property for 4 to 5 years, don't buy. But get in as soon as you can. Start building equity. Here's the biggest tip I had when I was a young person getting into when I bought real estate. When I got a raise, here's what I would do. So I did get in, and I did a lot of this after, I guess, I actually got in, but I did it before as well with my savings. Every single time I got a raise, say I got a $5 raise or a $2 raise or whatever it is, I took 50% of the raise before tax and I put it away. So let's say I got a $2 raise. I took $1 out of that raise and I put it away. So $40, $80 a paycheck, and I immediately put it away. scale that to whatever your raise is. And then obviously there's going to be 30% tax on the overall. So that's probably going to scale out another 60 cents. That extra 40 cents, go crazy. Do whatever you want with it. But just double down on your savings each and every time. Obviously, cut out the Starbucks, all that stuff, but it really does stack up. People don't understand. I have here's a way back one. I had a friend that was wanting to get into his first property. His first property was not cheap at the time. This was 10 plus years ago, $460,000 purchase 10 years ago. And we did a budget. We went through his bank account monthly statement. In that month, and this was again 10 years ago, I found $350 of where he could not tell me where he spent it. It was just cash spending at that time when he was whatever in his early 20s. So there's a lot of spending that can be cut out really, really quickly. So hopefully that works. But the other side is get into a condo. Don't think you're going to go doing the duplex thing. It should go like this. Ideally, condo, 5-6 years, maybe 4 years. I was 4 years. Then I moved up to a townhouse. I lived there for 4 years, moved in with my wife. Then we were there for 4 years. Then we moved to the basement. Now, in that time, I did buy a partnership condo. But the idea is eventually when we were in our house long enough, we put in a basement rental as well. That really helped in COVID, obviously. And then we went out in 2021, bought another investment condo. So don't start. The problem we see here in Surrey is we have so many people that want to build. They want to put in a basement suite. They want to do all of these cool things. They want to subdivide a lot. Your first venture into real estate should not be subdividing a lot. You're going to lose a whole lot of money. And it's going to cost you a lot. It's going to be one good learning lesson. Let me tell you that much. Dude, you're from Bear Creek. Man, we should hang out, have a beer or a coffee or something. I grew up in Bear Creek, by the way. Lego stack construction with mass built warehouse. Yeah, I'm not interested. Sorry. I don't want anything to do with modular homes. I don't want anything to do with that stuff where they're pouring concrete and making walls quickly. I think that stuff is all gimmick. How are realtors like you doing in this market? Are you still making a living? Thankfully, I am. January was rough. This, believe it or not, in the last 3 days, I have been on more appointments over between Friday and Sunday. I've been on more appointments than any other 3-day period in the rest of the year. It's been crazy. Multiple listings coming to the market. Took a great townhouse that's coming soon. Took a condo in Guildford that's coming up, a White Rock detached house. Like, it's just crazy. And the buyers aren't stopping either. It is busy. We are above average right now, our team. But I will show you. Maybe I can hop back into this. Let's see if I can show you my screen again. Okay, when we log in every day into what we call our Paragon system, we can see how things are going. And this is what I look at every single morning. I just did a presentation in front of about 600 realtors a couple weeks ago about this. Listings in July, we are sitting at 2,108 new listings and 953 sales. In June, that was up, let's call it, what is that, 170 listings. So there was more listings, but there was also more than 170 sales. So it is slowing down since June. However, since last year, 1,738 listings were coming on in July. I remember that was a really tough time. And then only 642 sales. So a lot better than last year, not as good as last June, or just this last June, is exactly what we should expect kind of moving forward. I thought, and I was wrong, I thought we were going to go into a very slow summer, but we have clients right now looking in certain spots, particularly like North Langley detached homes is like 70% consumption right now. That's as heavy a buyer's market as you're going to get into. 70% consumption is like what, 1.4 months supply, something like that, maybe even less than that. So you're going to see prices continuing to go up. Homes are going unconditional, all of those things. So it's really tough. Now, the average agent, unfortunately, also in that message I just showed you, let me see here if I can show this to you. We also get to see how many agents there are currently on the board. So as of right now, there are 5,057 Fraser Valley Real Estate Board agents, and there are 953 sales this month. My team has 7 of those. So when you actually do the math on that, like how many, it's 1 in 5 agents is doing a sale right now in a month. And then you have teams like ours who are doing, we can go anywhere from about 4 or 5 sales a month up to, a good month's 15 to 20 sales a month. So that actually brings the average you'll see down quite a bit. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to look through the thing here, but I'm going to take a quick break and say, if you have not yet entered in for the t-shirts, please do so. I would love to send you guys some free swag for joining me here. I would love you to click the like button to help me get this out to more people. There's not that many people on. We've got 28 people on. We've got some people finally hitting the comments and the chats. I'm going to try and keep getting through as many of these as I possibly can. I appreciate you spending your Monday afternoon with me here. Where did I leave off? Yeah, are they making a living? Most realtors usually don't is the answer. So, if they take it seriously, if they mentor, like I mentored under someone for, 10 years before I ended up buying the business. So these guys that come in and they just think they're going to blow it out of the water in the beginning. I viewed it like getting my ticket in a trade, right? I'm going to learn under someone for a long period of time. I'm going to apprentice and then move on. How many more rate hikes do you see coming this year? Let me see. How many do I see? No, I think we will get another. I think we're going to get a quarter. I think the next one's going to be a quarter, and then I think they're going to stop again. But who knows? Trying to guess where interest rates is the silliest thing in the world. I will tell you, I don't think the interest rates are going to go up as high as they need to be to compensate for the amount of immigration and new people coming to the country. So, and that is affecting Vancouver and the Lower Mainland and Toronto a lot more than everywhere else. What I think Nolan Mathias put out a video talking about how immigration is not necessarily affecting it. I think that's actually not. I don't agree with him on it. And the reason for that is like 4 out of 5, or at least like sometime maybe 9 out of 10 of my clients at any given time right now that are buying properties are permanent residents and not Canadian citizens. So I just think that maybe a lot of those people aren't going to the prairie provinces, and they are coming to areas like mine. Lots of them are coming like mine. North Shore area, welcome. Thanks for showing up. I'm worried my kids with the future of house prices. Just some lady. I love that name. So you should be worried. You should be doing whatever you can to teach your children financial responsibility. Personally, I'm not somebody who thinks I'm taking on a lot of college debt and that sort of thing is good. I think we should teach kids, don't do them a disservice by not charging them rent and teaching them how to pay their bills. But also get it out of your head that living in an area like where I live, Surrey in the Fraser Valley, like Vancouver, like the GTA, get out of your head that they will own a detached home. It's not going to happen. It's also not going to happen if they lived in, it's cliche, but Singapore, New York, London. They're not going to own a detached home there either. But there are steps you can take in order to educate them and get them to a spot where they can buy real estate. You can buy real estate if you sacrifice correctly. I know it was a long time ago now, but I always tell a story about how I had a single lady with no cell phone, with no vehicle, and she bought a detached home in Surrey some years ago now for $17 an hour, and she managed to get into a detached home in Surrey. And at that time, that was insane. But she just did not. She sacrificed everything in order to get into it. I just say, dads are the worst at this. This home isn't good enough for my kid. Bullshit. You lived in a stinky, crappy house originally, probably, Dad. In the first place, you were in a small, cramped place where, tell whatever old geezer story you want to tell. Your kid needs that as well. So think about that. Yeah, I appreciate everybody chiming in the comments now, and we're getting some likes and some views. And try not to cough right into the mic. Take on surrounding markets like Kelowna and Kamloops. I don't know. I would have to defer to my friends in those areas. Kelowna, I think, is a great spot to be. It's very busy. Traffic is crazy. Kamloops, I don't know enough about it, although I'll be passing through it in a couple of weeks when I go on vacation. I don't see as many people moving to areas like Kamloops as I used to. Lots of people were moving to Kelowna, but the exodus now is basically to Alberta from what I'm seeing. Boomers having their retirement tied into their house value is not liquid, $200K in the bank. When you see boomers start to mass retire, which I think we are seeing right now, will the market get flooded? I don't believe so. A lot of those people have pensions. They're doing okay. They paid $100,000 for their house and it's been paid off forever. I don't think we're going to see flooding at all. And I don't think we are ever... there's going to be less and less detached as we go. And obviously here where we have a kind of a builder culture almost in Surrey, those homes are getting snapped up. That's what everybody wants. Who is buying all this houses? I mean, $1 million box. Yeah, who's buying it? People that can. Who can afford these houses with the average household income of $70K? So the average household income is not $70K. The average income might be $70K. And the reality is, so for instance, let's think about anybody right now. First of all, there's a lot of people that are stuck. If I sold a townhouse to a couple and they both make 60, 70 grand a year, I sold that townhouse to them in, I don't know, 10 years ago, $350,000. Now it's worth $950. Great, right? Well, to get to the next level, they have to go up to like a 1.6, 1.7. That's moving their mortgage to like an $8,500 a month payment. They're just not going to move, so they're stuck. But that being said, if I sold my home right now, I'm assuming I'm at 80% equity. So no problem, right? These people, lots of people have tons of equity. Lots of people have lots of money. We don't, as often regular people living in the suburbs making 50 to 100 grand a year. We don't appreciate how rich people are. And we don't appreciate how many people make a ton of money. What I am seeing is the buyers that I have right now, generally speaking, are very well off permanent residents. They're not rich, but they have very good incomes. The IT incomes, the tech space incomes are unreal. They are usually that of what I would consider like one of my Canadian-born friends. Their whole household income, the PRs that are coming here and work in the tech space, they have two incomes at that rate. So they're double the household income. Tons and tons and tons of people, no shortage at all. Have you sold any 3D printed houses? No, and I don't plan to. Hello, Steven. Tom Story is on the call. Everybody go to his channel and unsubscribe right now and see if we can get him back under 10K. Tom, if you can, if you're still there, put a link if you can to the Tom Story show. Oh, there's the podcast. The podcast is chiming in too, because I'm trying to tell everybody about this week's coming up, literally like epic this week. Trust me. Doom and gloomers, if you're out there, all the people that send me all those nasty comments that I love to post on Instagram, you're going to want to watch this weekend, and it'll probably make you mad as well. I want to buy an investment condo for my son. Great. Oh, West Coast girl. I see you in the comments all the time. I'm in Burnaby. What do you think is a good place to buy? I don't know. Lots of good places to buy. Think it's a good time, or should I wait? I don't know if it's a good time. Do not buy. Here's what I wouldn't do. I would not buy it for him. I would never buy a property for my kids. I would definitely, I might buy it and I might intend to give it to them. I would never give it to somebody unless I thought they earned it. So definitely, yeah, that's a tough. Oh, look at that. My wife is on. Hi, honey. I definitely wouldn't give it to them. Where should you buy? When should you buy? If you plan on buying that property for your children's future, 20, 30 years from now, you can't go wrong. Where would I buy? I'd buy in Surrey, but I live in Surrey. Lots of people want to buy in many different places. He's 20 and not finished school yet. Yeah, I'm really worried that, I'm very worried to give things to young people who have not earned it. I think that's what our society's problem is actually these days. Wait, is this a podcast without me? No podcast, Tom Story Show. Great stream, thanks. That's not true, but I'll keep going. In my opinion, your thoughtful content deserves more subs. I appreciate that, John. The trolls and the subs and Tom Story's channel would disagree with you. What do you think is going to happen in the real estate market? Unemployment rate goes up. Well, same thing. So if you think unemployment's going to go up, which it probably will at some point, it can't really go down. Hopefully the market tightens. Hopefully things get harder to buy. I mean, that's really what we need, right? We need people to lose their jobs, and we need people to, which sounds terrible to say, but we need people to be in a tougher spot where they feel like they need jobs, and they can't just turn their back on an employer because they don't want it. We probably need to get to that spot, I would assume. So that's kind of tough. I would like some more people to comment if you can. Again, I don't know. I'm going to check on my email here shortly to see if anybody's actually entered in for those shirts. I'm literally going to send away I've got them stacked here. 4 t-shirts ready to go. What do I got? I got 2 men's larges, a women's large, and a woman's XL. So those are going in the mail. If anybody just clicks on, I've got a pinned comment up there. You can click on the link, send me your info, and some of you 4 lucky winners. If I even get, let's face it, I'm probably not going to get that many people. I will send you free t-shirts if those are in your sizes. What else can I say? This market is busier than I thought it was going to be. This summer is being very, very resilient. I didn't think it should be. I thought that interest rates would be taking hold. What I am waiting for is there must be a certain amount of people out there that are on the verge of not being able to pay anymore. There must be those people. I just haven't seen them. I don't know where they are. And I think when you do come back, and this is going to just be a continuous plug for the podcast this week, but when you do come back and listen to what causes people to go into financial distress, which is what we get into this week, generally speaking, you will find out that it is not real estate, and real estate is the number one priority for Canadians, bar anything else. So they're doing whatever it possibly takes to stay in those properties as best we possibly can, and they're seeming to do it. So if you could subscribe, give me some more questions as we go. Otherwise, I'm probably going to run out of things to say. Another thing I wanted to do here is get in. Can I do it? There we go. Here's the stats. So upcoming on the channel, if anybody's interested, if you are stats junkies, I'm going to do a deep dive in my next 4 videos on the statistics broken down in my market of Surrey, the city of Surrey. And then I'm going to break down into detached townhouses and condos. What I would like to try and find out from this audience is, which section do you live in? I'm seeing almost all of the movement in the market right now seeming to feel like it's in the townhouse and condo section and not in the detached, but maybe that's just because I'm working with working class folks. But yeah, that could be it. I mean, I'm not a builder type of guy. I don't do subdivisions very often, that sort of thing. If you had $1 million, would you be purchasing real estate stocks or bonds? I would definitely not be. You're asking the wrong guy. I'm buying real estate all day long. If I had $1 million right now, let's play that game. If I had $1 million right now, I would pay off my mortgage. I would pay down, but probably not off my really low rate investment property, and I would buy another property. And that would be my income. I would have another. Would I finance them? I don't know if I would finance them. I don't know if I would buy 2 and finance them, or if I would buy 1 and just have the income. I am getting to a spot in my life where not having payments is a very good thing. I don't know if can I do polls on this thing? I'd love to find out how many people have mortgages, how many people are in tough. I think when I did a poll on my channel, there was something like 33% of the people viewing this channel were renters. And about it, and it was right down the regular lines that you hear. Half the people that own didn't have mortgages. All sorts of things. I've seen a couple of attached houses in Surrey that have a basement with bar sink in them. Okay. Renovate into a rental suite. This is attached houses with a stove. Is that it's doing that worse versus detached? So we are seeing attached properties now get basement rentals. We are seeing them, some legal even, many not legal. Would I want to live in that place? No. It's probably not going to make for a great neighborhood, but we're seeing them. There's a bunch in South Surrey, not legal ones, mind you, but you could tell that they've made it with that in mind in the future. Last week, I got a chance to, I guess I should go back out of this. You guys aren't going to want to watch me here. Not that this is better. Now you got to look at my face. Last week, I got to go and meet Ravi Kalan, the housing minister, face-to-face. He did a presentation. Unfortunately, the part I disagree with him on is they've basically said parking's not our issue. Deal with it. That's what they're saying. So we are going to have all these higher density things happening, and parking is just not on their radar. And they've also said basically get over it. I think that's really ill-informed. Now, here's how crazy I am. I would love if the city went around and audited whether or not you were parking inside your garage or not. That's how crazy I am. I think that would be a really good use of taxpayer dollars and fining people that don't park in their garage. But you can tell I'm a garage parker, so what are you going to do? What is the best resource to find savings first-time homebuyers? GST rebate, PPT, pre-sale? No, I would say first-time homebuyer. I mean, first-time homebuyer is a joke now. First-time homebuyer in Ontario, and I don't know if Tom's here, if he could correct me, but I believe you still get the exemption up to a certain amount. Here, as soon as the house goes over $500,000, you get no more exemption, and between 25 or whatever it is, between 5 and 525. So you don't get an exemption here. So all of that stuff to me, none of it helps first-time buyers anymore. The last time the first-time homebuyer exemption on property purchase tax was raised was 2017. And it was raised from, I think, 475 or 425 at the time to 500, and then the sliding scale from 5 to 525. That is has not been addressed now in, what is the math on that, 6 years. So we've seen prices double since then. So just in the event that we were keeping track with 2017 PPT exemptions, it would be exempt up to $1 million. We're not doing that. So really, first-time home buyer, the new savings plan is actually, I really like it. The new first-time home savings account, that is one thing I would have my kids contributing towards as soon as they are working and 18 years old. That is one thing I think will get people in the door. Investment properties seem to become a lot less financially profitable if purchased at current prices. True. Depends on how you measure your profit. Do you think we should wait for a price correction or buy and wait for rents to improve? I don't think you should wait for a price correction because we just went through one, so you should have bought in January. The move here in my marketplace is for sure to buy a negative cash flow property and wait for rents to increase and pay it down slowly. So I actually had a phone call from somebody who's quite upset that is the strategy. However, I also don't know why 20% down should be the right metric for break even when it never has been here. It's always been 30, 35% down, except for a short period of time. Like when I bought my property, when they cash flowed at 100% down. But if we all had a time machine, we would go back. Should we wait for a price correction? No, obviously not. It's just not really realistic because there are so many more people coming here. I don't think we're going to see prices go down. If you are looking for cash flow, you need to move to a cash flow market. Sorry. This is a long-term growth market. And I know, I'm sure I'll get roasted in the comments about it, but I almost view that like you can buying in Calgary or buying in Winnipeg or anywhere else where you're cash flowing is kind of like buying a Canadian bank stock or something like a index fund or whatever, right? You're getting some sort of a dividend. You're getting some sort of cash flow. And realistically, buying real estate in an area like Vancouver, buying real estate in Toronto is probably more similar to like a tech stock. You're going to see these crazy ups and downs, and there's a really good chance you're going to make a lot of money at it should you be in it long term. Not really a great comparison, but that's the way I think about it. So wait for rents to improve. Rents are improving super quick. I think they said they went up like 7% just last month or something silly. It was absolutely nuts. 4 to 6 suites in a flex plan, probably good to be 8 to 20 cars. Yeah. So here's what they're proposing is a 3 to 4 unit on a single family blanket zoning, the entire province. 3 to 4 units on a single family. So for instance, I have a 6,000 square foot lot. I have a house with a basement suite. What I could do, not even though it wouldn't make sense, is tear that down, build 4 units. That would, in my estimation, be 4 townhouses, probably like tandem style townhouses, maybe 3 of them even. And then you're going to have inside parking, outside parking for all 3 units. So you're going to have spaces for 6 cars, I would assume, and then probably no front lawn. That's what I'm assuming they're gonna end up doing. But what do I see happening in Surrey? I see that's what they're going to do, and then they're also going to put a basement suite in. So you're going to have, let's say 1 to 2 people living in the basement. You're going to have a family of 4 upstairs. As soon as those kids get to an age of 16 years old, get a car. Let's say you average 4 cars. Yeah, you're talking 12. You're talking 12 to 15 cars per lot. Good luck. I do think we should. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do about that. The answer is we're going to bring you transit. I'd rather wait for prices to crash than wait for transit. What are your thoughts on dude still here? It's like me and you are hanging out this whole time. Surrey following the Vancouver to laneway home construction with permit. Thoughts on Surrey following Vancouver into laneway home construction and permitting. I'm assuming, I don't know exactly what you mean. I assume like just laneway homes in general. There's a ton of them here. They are looking at, when they are doing laneway homes and all that stuff, they are going to look at stratifying all these properties too, so they can be separate titles. But just everything's going to be, you're going to do not just laneway homes, but anybody that's got a decent backyard, you're going to be able to probably put a garden house in the back. Again, parking. Who the heck knows how that's going to go down. Short-term investment options available for a couple of years since I had a plan to upgrade in the townhouse from the condo, but interest rates are holding. Short-term investment options. I don't know. GICs are looking pretty good right now. My kids are locked into a bunch of GICs right now. Never buy real estate for only a couple of years. If you are looking at that investment option for a condo or anything, never, ever, ever, ever less than a 5-year plan. And really, you should be buying. This is actually why I didn't sell my condo at the peak, was because I said, okay, I'm going to make a ton of money right now, and everything's going to be good. But I would be mad at myself in 20 years if I didn't still own that condo. For, as a comment said earlier, long term, are my kids probably going to benefit from that? They probably are, although I won't give it to them for free. That's definitely not what I want to do. If you have, or if you have not, entered in for the free t-shirt giveaway, go up to that pinned comment. I see the Tom Story Show is still hanging around here. I don't know if you can put in the Tom Story Show. Let's see if we can put in the Tom Story Show so we can get some more subscribers over there as well. I don't know if you guys know the Tom Story Show, but it is our weekly podcast that I do with my good friend. I can't remember his name right now. Oh, yeah, Tom Story. And it was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Tom. Let's see if I can cut and paste that into the link here. Available on audio apps and everywhere else. There we go. Tom Story Show. So last week, Jay Kupar, if you don't know him, good dude, opinionated dude, Vancouver. So Tom was in town, and we got to meet Adam from the Vancouver Real Estate podcast, Jay Kupar, and this Sunday's coming up is epic, I'm telling you. Tom, if you are watching still, tell me if you think I should tell people who is coming on this week. I don't know if I want to spoiler alert it or not, but, and I am getting a frog in my throat, so let me try and not cough here. How far are we from peak pricing in Vancouver and nationwide? Nationwide, I do not know, but let's go back into it here, and I'm going to show you Stats Center. So this is the Fraser Valley. Here's what I will show you. Fraser Valley, I'm going to show you Surrey combined, which is the city of Surrey. How about I take Vancouver as well and show it to you this way. So peak pricing, I would say across the board right now, looks to me like Fraser Valley Real Estate Board peaked at about 1.2. Now, this is all asset classes. So this is condos, townhouses, everybody all together. 1.2. The city of Surrey, about $50,000 more than that. And the city of Vancouver, even a little bit higher than that, which you would expect actually should be a lot higher than that. But this is all asset classes. So there's obviously a lot more condos in Vancouver. So you could actually have a lower price, but a higher price per square foot, 1.33. Then the bottom for sure on the HPI was January of this year. So for instance, Vancouver went from 133 and bottomed out at 1186. So that's your drop. The drop from the city of Surrey was 125, basically, let's call it, dropped to 990. So how far back are we? Well, those are these numbers right here. So we go from 990 in the city of Surrey. We're back up $100,000. And we are down 150 still. So we're approaching halfway back in the numbers. However, some people like median price. Some people like average price. Average price is telling a bit of a different story. This is why I don't like average price, because look at what Vancouver's doing here. It's like up and down and up and down and up and down. Average price can be swayed by if expensive luxury properties sell at this time versus not. So I don't really believe the Vancouver market is fluctuating that greatly. But let's go back into Surrey here. 1.3 average price in February. So average price actually peaked earlier. And then now 1.15. So we're talking $150,000 down. And the bottom was more than $150,000. So we're 50% of the way back. By most of the metrics, we are 50% of the way back. Look at this median price. Anybody that uses median price, and there are a couple of trolls out there that use median price, it's a stupid metric. It doesn't make any sense. It's just the middle sale. It's silly. It doesn't make any sense. There's going to be a bunch of people that tell me I'm dumb for thinking that, but that's the way it is. There, I'm back. Okay, what did I miss in the chat? Tom Story Show says GICs as well. Yeah, put your money in a GIC. You get 5.5% right now. This is not financial advice. There's the Tom Story Store link. Oh, you guys are saying tell you. Okay, so I will tell you. This week, coming up on the Tom Story Show, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific on Sundays. Link in the chat. We are speaking with a longtime friend of mine, and I guess you would call him a business associate. He is a trustee in bankruptcy. So he is the guy that helps people go bankrupt, and it is pretty interesting. I know I've dealt with him a lot. I know, but Tom was really shocked and kind of has not had that exposure to that type of business, and he learned a lot. And we also learned what is causing people's financial stresses and what is fixing people's financial stresses. And for instance, we asked him, like, if it goes between things like credit cards and car payments and housing, what is the thing that causes people to go bankrupt? And the answer, actually, I'm going to ask this. I'm going to ask it right here just because everybody's there. If I gave you, if I just asked you, what do you think the number one cause of bankruptcy is in Canada, let me know in the chat. I'd be really interested to think, because I did not appreciate it. And it's actually I don't want to say it's against. It doesn't always go in line with my line of thinking. That's a little bit of a hint. So something to consider there. What percentage of buyer offers have conditions nowadays? Just thinking back over my last sales, probably 60, 70% still. So that's a difference between us here and also in Ontario. It's very common for deals to fall apart here. Divorce, that would be a good one, actually, but it's not right. Sorry, Sonny. I lost my train of thought. Where were we? Oh, percentage of buyers. Pokemon cards. What percentage of buyers? Most people are not going unconditional. The unconditional offers are at the, I don't want to say the high end. The detached market is getting the unconditional offers. Lots of, like, we had a property outside of Boundary Park that went into 5 multiple offers last week. Only one of the offers out of the 5 had conditions. So that was very interesting. Divorce, mismanagement of money is for sure the number one. I guess technically that's why you go bankrupt for sure. Which is better area, Fleetwood or Guildford? I'm going to ask you a question back. What defines to you better area? And then I will answer that question. I have lived in both, and I like them both. I actually really enjoyed Guildford. Shopping, spending, I think hurts a lot of people. In the bankruptcy discussion, shopping and spending was actually not even close. Why does everyone think they can get a deal for a court-ordered sale? James, I don't know if you were here earlier, but we definitely we covered that at the beginning. If you're just joining us now, go back to the beginning afterwards and look at the court-ordered sale that I just covered, which I think actually sold for more than recent sales in the area for actually bigger lot houses. So I agree with you, James. Why do people think they can? Because they think they're going to get a distressed sale. So what happens with a court-ordered sale is the price will be low. You will generally get a low offer accepted, and then it's such a good deal, everybody goes to court. Court is a version of an open/closed bidding system. Oh, man. Should I tease them on that too, Tom, if you're still watching? Open, closed bidding. And people get to actually look in the eyeballs of the other people that are bidding. And it usually drives prices up very quickly. And the downside is once you get to court, you have to be unconditional. There's no buyer rescission period. There's no nothing anymore. So you're actually and you take on the property as is, where is, meaning that if there's anything wrong with the property, too friggin' bad, you're screwed. So would I ever buy a court-ordered sale? Only if I had the cash in the bank and I didn't have to live in the property and I didn't mind losing the money. Only those 3 options. Otherwise, I would never touch it. Let's see if I can get back in here. Sorry. Oh, people are still putting in the bankruptcy stuff. Death of a spouse without decent insurance. You would think that would be a bad thing. It's not on the radar. The bankruptcy trustee did not even mention anything like that. Actually, often I was shocked to find out that often it's only one party in the marriage that goes bankrupt, and that can actually affect how things work as well. Do you think rental prices will follow suit with slower housing market? When the housing market and sales slow, rents go up. Sucks. I know, totally sucks. But that is the way it works because buyers start bowing out of the market and they go, screw it, I'm just going to rent. And then that drives up rent. And now that wouldn't happen if we didn't have mass amounts of people coming here. But the housing minister at the presentation this week said it was 250,000 new people to BC. The numbers I found were only 150,000. So I don't know if that was my bad ears or what. But when you have 150,000 people coming per year, and natural birth death rates minus 3,000. That's plus 147,000 people a year and 51,000 new homes. Doesn't matter what happens. Not only when prices go down or up or whatever, rents are going up. Give the people what they want. Okay, Tom Story Show. You're the podcast, so I'll let it go. We have just recorded early a previous or a podcast that will be coming out soon, and it is with a company that does open bids, and I'm going to tease it here. This is the future of Canadian real estate. 100% for sure. If it comes to my market, it is the future of Canadian real estate. But I'm doing a video on it soon, so stay tuned to the channel and the podcast coming up here in August. With the cost of labor and materials, are you seeing homeowners recover the costs of renovations? No. You will lose more than 50% of the cost of your renovations, at least. Well, maybe not. If you're the labor, no, you might get your money back. But if you paid for labor, kiss it goodbye. In Alberta, especially Fort McMurray, if you do your homework, purchasing foreclosures can be a good deal. I agree. Purchasing a lot of stuff in Alberta can be a good deal. It is a different marketplace. It is not this marketplace at all. Bought a house just over a month ago, border of Fleetwood and Guildford. Very good area, 95th and 149. Oh, okay. I know the area very well. I didn't grow up too far from there. I grew up on 90th and 148th, well, 149th. So I grew up 5 blocks from there. What can I say? It is that is not Fleetwood. Is it technically Fleetwood? It might be, but it's not Fleetwood. It's Guildford. You're going to be in a good spot. The cool part about Guildford is just restaurants and everything are better there than a lot of spots in Surrey. Access to Highway 1. I loved it. I absolutely loved living in Guildford, but I commuted to Richmond and it was a pain. So that's why I moved. That was, and then I ended up in Cloverdale, which is further, but actually faster. Open bidding will fix. Open bidding will not fix real estate price. Okay, so when we talk to the person about open bidding, we ask them very specific questions, and one of those questions is, how much more or less do open bids sell for? And they have an answer, and you're going to be shocked. How many offers are you seeing on the average property? Last night, we had a detached home in Guildford get 2 offers. A couple weeks ago, we had 5 offers on one just outside of Boundary Park. Most of our places are between 1 and 3. Most. When do you think we will see another pandemic price range? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. I think you mean, do you mean the peak? I don't know. I don't know. Or do you mean the bottom? Pre-pandemic. Do you only work in Surrey and the Fraser Valley? We work, generally speaking, when you are coming this way into Surrey, people usually say like New West, Coquitlam, Surrey, Langley. So it's kind of all over. I try my best not to cross into Vancouver. Eric on our team is born and raised in East Van, does a lot of East Vancouver work, but I don't know the area. So he gets our East Van work. And then if it's further away, if it's ideally Richmond, North Van, I don't want to touch any of that stuff. I'll go out as far. We used to do a lot of Chilliwack. We don't do that so much anymore. 154 and 101. I love it. That's right where I used to be as well. Guildford Station Pub. What's your take on assignment pre-sale condos? Are you trying to sell it or are you trying to buy it? Don't touch it. Don't try and sell it. Don't try and buy it. Peak was February 2022. Does that mean house price was December, January due to the delay? No, these are, okay, so I should probably read these out loud so you guys can hear them and not just read them in the chat along with me. When the peak was February, does that mean the houses were actually sold earlier? No, it doesn't. These house prices are as of firm sale. The house prices I give you are transactions that have happened and then registered within a couple of days of that. So even though somebody may have shown, like the foreclosure at the beginning of the video that I put out there, even though it shows that they bought on May 20th, 2021, they probably didn't move in until August, or maybe who knows when they moved in, but probably 60 to 90 days is a very common move-in date. Do you know when they're going to implement open bidding? I don't. There are, my understanding is you can do it in certain spots with certain options. The issue I have with open bidding has been this. One, privacy concerns. The systems that are in place right now, if I'm bidding on a property, I don't want you to know what my bid is, because I would assume if I'm good enough at my job, I can get that property for hopefully less than somebody else. Obviously not in these stupid, crazy bidding wars. Why do buyers not like bidding wars and all that stuff, the closed bid? Because they're afraid that they're paying dramatically more for than the next highest offer. So the difference is the open bid platform, open.com, OPENN.com, coming out of Australia. From what I saw, garbage platform. Open.com, don't sue me. I just didn't like it. And that's the one that the Korea engaged. There is a new platform that I hope comes this way. That's the one that we did the interview with. And let me tell you, it is skookum. It is amazing. It fixes all of the problems. It actually, I think, will, even if you don't, and you have the, my understanding is you have the ability to make some things visible and other things not, but even just the whole process, the handling of offers will be better. And that's actually the fix. So when is it coming? As soon as that system comes in, I want to be first on board. And spoiler alerts, because my people are going to sell for more and I'm going to make more money. So no, that's not it. It's a very good system. I think buyers will be happy with it too. Because there's a catch. There's a catch to it. Holy smokes. TK Butler's in the house. Always watch the show every week. Appreciate that. If you don't know TK, you should also be watching the Canadian Real Estate Show. They do at least double the views that we're doing right now because they are better looking and smarter. Average difference on sale price versus list price. Oh, okay. So I will show you, but I will also tell you I'm breaking this out on 4. So I have 4 future videos coming up. Breaking out deep dive into the stats. They're going to be boring as hell videos, but deep dive into the stats. I'm going to get into that. So that starts on this Friday coming up. But let me show you here real quick. We actually have that stat. Percentage. Look at this. Why do you think the market went so crazy? Percentage of sale price to list price. And in the pandemic, February 2022, sure, Vancouver reached this green line here about 100%, so they were getting full price. Look at Surrey. Look at the Fraser Valley. The average home was selling for 10% over asking. So I wonder why it went up so crazy. And then look how nice of a flat line Vancouver is, that green line. I don't know. That there actually answered a question, I think, properly. So what is it right now? No, I didn't answer the question properly. Across, sorry, this is median. Let me flick to average because I like that a little bit better. You can expect to pay right now asking price or above by 1% on average. So that's the answer. Man, TK's all in my comments now. I should put on that slow thing. Everybody's saying hi to TK. Nobody says hi to me. I see how this goes. Do you think in 2025 and 2026, house prices will be more likely to go down, stabilize due to 5-year interest rates? Long term, more people, not enough houses. I think we're going up long term. Would I love to see a nice, kind of easy spot? I'm going to show you what I mean here too by popping back into the stats. I'm going to get rid of Vancouver because I don't know nothing about Vancouver. This is what I would love to see. I would love to see this range from like June 2011 where it just kind of ticked along. and everything. Sure, it was going up, but like $1,000 a month, whatever. It wasn't a big deal. And then obviously 2015, 16, that went crazy. And then we saw the pandemic. Like I said, we're about halfway back. So I would love to see 1 to 3% growth for like 10 years. That's what I would personally love to see. I think that would be great. Just learning from the master of YouTube. Yeah, he's right there. He's TK. Tom's in the comments here too somewhere. Steve, is inventory, this is from TK himself, is inventory growing in your market? It was. The answer is no, it is not right now. We are in a very, I thought we would be in a much more typical spring market, which would be slow, and that's not the case. Yes, you are taking over the comments, TK. I appreciate it. Generally speaking, right now, I thought we were going to be at 600 to 6,500 listings and that I was going to be able to take the summer off. It is not appearing that way. Appointments are crazy. Buyers are calling. Listings are coming on. Multiple offers are happening. It's just not, it's not there. Is it craziness? No, it's not. Like our detached market was around 4 months of inventory, so it's very balanced. Shouldn't be raising a ton. Our condos were about 2.5, so they're still going up, but not that quickly. And then townhouses were insane. They were like 1.5 months of inventory. So townhouses were the tough spot to be. Just in case, I haven't said this in a little bit. I don't know if I got any entries, but I'm giving away t-shirts. I know TK. I don't know if Daryl gave it to you, TK, but I gave you a t-shirt. I don't know which one you got. I saw Daryl was wearing one on your guys' show the other day. So I don't know if he got that or not. If I know Daryl, he stole it, and he's got 2, and you've got none. Probably the way it went. Thoughts on the Juno? So anyway, click. I'm going to be giving away those shirts. So click that pinned comment at the top of the chat. Enter in to win. And I'm literally probably not even going to tell you they're coming. I'm just going to send them in the mail to your house. And yeah, that's that. Thoughts on Juno project? I actually can't say anything about that right now because I'm not Mr. Pre-construction. It's just not my thing. I also don't do subdivision names and complex names. Drives me nuts. So there will be, for instance, Juno. There might be 7 different townhouse complexes in the area that I market with similar names. So I apologize. I don't know that one. Somebody should tell the buyers we need time off. I agree. Just don't really want that to happen either because I like doing deals and making money. What are you going to do? What are the chances Surrey will surpass Vancouver's property price-wise? Hopefully 0 chance of that. Hopefully we are always the suburbs. That was actually the problem. At one point, Surrey prices were very similar to Vancouver prices during the pandemic because everybody was doing this unnatural kind of urban sprawl that shouldn't have been there in the first place. But that being said, Surrey is very quickly becoming and will surpass Vancouver in population size and it's a landmass. It's already a bigger area. All we need now is for the provincial government to realize we need transit so we can get our workers into workspaces. Or maybe we don't need transit because we don't need parking, according to them. And we also, we maybe are working from home. So anyway, this has been an hour of me yapping. I think I'm going to give it a little bit more here. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, see if anybody wants to get some last minute comments in. I do want to invite everybody, if you haven't already, click the like button. There's a lot of people watching over the time period, but not a lot of likes. And of course, Tom beat me to 10,000 subscribers, so I'm going to go home and cry after this. But enter the shirt giveaway. I'd love to see you back here on the channel for all the stats roundup that we're going to see where we've been in the whole market of Surrey, the detached market, the townhouse market, and the condo market, if you're looking at any particular areas of those. Good info coming up. I do have a video coming out on the open offer system, which you're really going to want to stick around. We have a full podcast, as I said, coming out this week with a trustee in bankruptcy. You're going to want to watch that. It's epic. You're going to want to know exactly what's really going on, how many bankruptcies are happening now compared to pre-pandemic. Interesting stat. And then a full hour-long plus podcast about the open bidding system and the platform that I hope is the one that takes over Canadian real estate, because I think it will get there. I'm giving my realtor time off. He's probably camping or something. I'm not camping. I should be a realtor if you're buying in Surrey anyway. Anyway, okay, I think that's it. I think I'm going to sign off. Thank you, everybody, for watching. It's been an hour and 10 minutes of me yapping. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, clicking the like button, and of course, if you need, you can book a call with me using the link in the description below that I am not even sure if it's really in the link in the description below of this particular video, but it is on the rest of them. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.